For the record, this matter is before the court for continued pretrial conference, as well as the plaintiff's motion to exclude a minor child of the marriage. This hearing is being conducted via Zoom. President is Attorney Brian Bruce, representing the plaintiff, Mother Emily Ackley. Is Miss Ackley present on audio?
Not in my office, Judge. We did call her a minute ago.
iPhone's coming in right now.
All right, you got someone coming in an iPhone?
Emily?
Are you Emily Ackley?
Yes, I'm here.
Miss Ackley, you're 20 minutes late.
Yes, I am sorry.
You're putting the court schedule behind. We need to do this timely. And sir, you are Kevin Ackley, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
All right. When we were last in court, the parties were to facilitate the DNA testing. The defendant, Kevin Ackley, was willing to pay for that DNA testing. And Mr. Bruce was to assist the parties in determining the location of a DNA testing facility. Mr. Bruce, what's the status of that? Have we gotten the DNA testing?
We have not got the DNA testing done, Judge. We have not heard back from Mr. Ackley. We believe we did share the information as to where it's located.
Hey, Mr. Ackley.
Yeah, I just
did we determine? Hold on. Did we determine a location, Mr. Bruce?
what?
Mr. Bruce, you were going to help them in suggesting a DNA facility, a location. Were you able to do that to help the parties?
Yes, Judge.
Okay, is your location what in Toledo, the southern Wayne County?
There was a Toledo location, Lucas County, Judge, for the DNA.
So you're breaking up, Mr. Bruce. You're breaking up. I didn't hear the first couple words.
Yes, Judge, DNA diagnostics in Toledo.
Okay, Mr. Ackley.
Yes.
We need to get this done.
Yeah, I know. I just had a baby. I had to take 2 weeks off of work. I wasn't able.
This is not this court's concern, Mr. Ackley. We need to move on this matter. I can't sit on this till you have more children, and we've got to secure that DNA testing. Otherwise, we're determined you're the father of this child, Mr. Ackley. If you don't cooperate with the court, then you're going to be on the line to support this other child. Because a child born during your marriage is you are presumed to be the biological father of the child. So you have to rebut that presumption by getting DNA testing, Mr. Ackley.
Right. When I have the funds to do it, I will.
Okay. Well, you got to borrow the funds, Mr. Ackley, because otherwise we're going to conclude this case and I'm going to determine you're the father of this child. To beg and borrow money to get this done, this should be a top priority.
Yeah.
So what's the cost, Mr. Bruce? What, $500?
Yes, Judge.
Okay. Mr. Ackley, how long does it take you to get the $500 together? Can you call me, put it on a credit card?
I might be able to make some calls after work today and see what I can get a hold of.
We keep kicking this can down the street.
Yep.
Are we taking the proofs on this? Sometime.
You did, Judge.
All right. Okay, so the court's gonna set another pretrial, and I'm really getting frustrated with this matter because no one's cooperating, Mr. Ackley. So give me a time frame. Take your hat off, sir. You're in court, and sit down.
I will. I've got to check on what else I got going on.
You're in court right now, Mr. Ackley. That's what's going on. Okay, so Mr. Ackley, give me a definitive time frame. You can call. You've got the phone number for this DNA diagnostics, correct? They're located down in Toledo. You've got the phone number for them?
I've got everything in my email for them.
Okay, so when can you call and make a credit card payment so you can go in and schedule the tests?
Hopefully within the month.
Well, it's the 1st of November. We've been, this matter was filed back in January. It's been almost a year now.
Yep.
So give me a definitive date in November that you can have that paid. You paid every 2 weeks?
Weekly.
Do you have a credit card? Can you put it on a credit card?
I don't.
right. Mr. Bruce, what do you suggest? The court's getting very frustrated with this. Otherwise, the court's going to deny your motion and we're going to conclude this divorce action. Mr. Ackley can be
final
determined to be the
pretrial.
father of this child.
Perhaps a final pretrial in 6 weeks, Judge?
Oh, it wouldn't, I'm going to be any further ahead.
Well, I would assume that if he doesn't have the DNA done, then the court would close out the case and Mr. Ackley would be a judge as the father.
Citation.
All right. About December 6th. Right, the court's going to set a final pretrial conference, Mr. Ackley, early December. And if the DNA testing is not done, the court will determine you're the biological father of this child. So you're gonna have an additional child you need to support. So that should give you enough incentive to get the DNA testing done. So you call them, you make a payment over the phone with a credit card, and then schedule a time and let Mr. Bruce know or Miss Ackley know so that she can go down and take the child down for testing. And then hopefully this test will exclude you as being the father. If so, I can enter an order that excludes you as being the father of his child. I mean, there should be enough incentive for you, Mr. Ackley, to get this done. Financial incentive. Otherwise, this child, Kylie McCrare, you're going to be supporting that child till the child attains the age of 18. I mean, this is serious business, Mr. Ackley.
Yeah.
Okay.
December 13th at 11.
Okay, the court will schedule us for a final pretrial, December 13th, 11 a.m. Will that work with your schedule, Mr. Ackley? Like 11 o'clock, and you take a break from work?
It needs to be after 2 o'clock for me. Like all my work partners are sitting in the break room right now, waiting for me to go back to work.
All right, we'll do it. How about these?
Judge, I'm actually out of the country on the 13th. Could we do it the week before or the week after?
Yep, how about
Week
this?
before you have a trial.
Okay.
Trial.
All right,
We promise you not to put more on.
okay, the 12th and 13th. What about the 12th?
Good at 11.
How about December? How about in the afternoon, he said? Works.
1:15 or 1:30?
How
Judge,
about the afternoon of Thursday, December 12th? We be out of town then, Mr. Bruce?
I'm out Wednesday, Thursday, Friday that week.
All right. Okay, let's looks like how about December 19th then?
That's fine.
No, Mr. Ackley, can you do it like at 1:15?
Nah, it has to be after 2 o'clock.
What? All right.
You're in a trial on the 19th. I have a
Okay,
trial.
what about the Friday 6th at 2 o'clock?
You're in a trial.
Okay. Thursday and Friday?
Yes.
Okay, all right. Okay, the court will schedule us about December 19th or 20th, Mr. Bruce. We'll do it in the afternoon at 2 o'clock. You can do it at
Either
2
one.
o'clock, correct, Mr. Ackley?
Yes, sir.
Okay, we'll do it Friday, December 20th, 2 p.m. I'm bent over backwards, Mr. Ackley. I'm bending my schedule to make work for your schedule. So get the DNA testing done, please. Let's wrap this up. And you get it done ahead of time till we have the DNA test report. So you need to get that DNA testing done in November. So when we come back this time, we've got that written piece of paper that excludes you as being the father of this child.
I'll
It's
believe
just a
me,
cotton swab test. It's non-invasive. They're not going to prick you with the needle.
Right. I know. I'm not worried about none of that. I'm more than gladly want to do that. But it's just, it's not me to go ask for funds for somebody else. And I take care of my own stuff and I've got a lot going on. It's not like I've not wanted to do it. So I'll do my damnedest.
Well, this will benefit you, Mr. Ackley, because if we don't have it done by then, the court's going to determine that you're the father and there's a court order entered. And you're going to have to support, there's going to be a child support order for that child that you claim is not yours. So
Yep.
it should give you enough incentive. Please get it done. It's in your best interest. I don't know what you don't understand about that, Mr. Ackley.
All right.
So December 20th at 2 p.m. It'll be via Zoom. We'll send out notice.
I actually changed addresses, but I'm pretty sure your secretary has that, and I don't want to say it in court. I don't want Emily knowing where I live.
Okay. Okay, yeah, no, we did get from the Postal Service a new mailing address.
Yes, sir.
Okay, one other thing, Mr. Ackley, the court has received yesterday from Mr. Bruce a motion asking you be held in contempt of court because you've never contacted Family Counseling Shelter Services to complete an intake for mom's supervised parenting time. Why have you not done that, Mr. Ackley?
Haven't I done that?
Yes.
Because I have a lot going on. I have a bunch of kids that I take care of.
I'm telling you right now,
Job.
I'm gonna, Mr. Ackley, I'm gonna have you come back to court in 2 weeks. I'm gonna sign an order today that it makes you appear personally why you should not be held in contempt for not making that appointment. All you gotta do is call them. Call them. Do you have the number for that agency? This
Let me
was
grab-
ordered
Let me grab
back
a
in,
second. Hold
this
it.
was ordered back in some time ago,
Hey, Kyle, you got a pen?
May 2024, Mr. Ackley. All you have to do is contact the agency to complete an intake.
All right, one sec. Let me grab a pen.
I was actually wondering if we could do unsupervised parenting time due to my DHS case closing this month.
Okay, let's take one step at a time. Talk with Mr. Bruce about that. We want to get to Lisa. We want there to be contact with the Family County Shelter Services.
I'm sorry, I just haven't seen my kids in like a year and a half because of this, and you know.
All right, what's that number?
Mr. Bruce, you have the number for that agency?
I can.
Your Honor,
send-
I have the phone number to family counseling if you need it.
Okay, I've got it right here. Mr. Ackley, there's an order. You got received an order. The order was entered back in May, and it says that mother shall have supervised parenting time at Family County Shelter Services. The phone number.
Okay.
241-0180. Need to
Yep.
call them, tell them who you are and tell them your schedule intake. They're gonna ask you questions over the phone so that they can schedule then sessions for mom to see the children in a supervised setting.
Yeah.
So you need to do that today. Mr. Bruce, do you want a hearing date on your show cause, or do you want to give Mr. Ackley, do you want to hold on to it for a week, see whether he follows through with that?
Yes, that's fine.
Or do you want me to just go ahead and schedule it for the December dates, or is that too far off?
I mean, that is 6 weeks out.
All right,
That's too
So-
far off.
all right. So if you want, you can have your office pick it up this order to show cause, and you can perhaps monitor if in fact that agency has not heard from Mr. Ackley. You can file that motion, and the court will order Mr. Ackley to personally appear in this court. Take time off work to personally appear. Why should not be held in contempt, and that's possible. Punishment up to 45 days jail, Mr. Ackley. You need to contact that agency. You're violating an order of this court. You
All right.
contact them, schedule an intake. You can do it over the phone, Mr. Ackley. It'll take you 5 minutes.
Yes.
I'm not going to sign the order today. If Mr. Bruce is not here from that agency that you've made that phone contact within the next week, then the court's going to sign this order, and I'm going to make you personally appear. And I'm not going to work around your work schedule. We're not going to wait till December. Your mom
Okay.
needs to see those children in a supervised setting, but you need to schedule that intake before they can schedule that.
Yeah.
Anything further this morning, Mr. Ackley?
No, what I got to say, I don't want to say it because it's not very nice.
Okay, well, it's best you hold it your tongue then. Mr. Bruce, anything further?
No, Judge.
Mr. Ackley, let's move on this matter. Obviously, if you want to move on with your life, let's take care of the business here and to make life a lot easier for you. Let's get the DNA testing done. Contact the Family County Shelter Services here locally. Schedule that intake.
Judge, I have one question before we go. What happens when my sons go to this family counseling stuff or whatever to see her and they don't want to go anymore?
What? They're minors. It's not their choice. You walk them in there, and if the therapist says these children are they don't want to see mom, they're crying, they're acting out, they will provide the court with a written report. So we have a neutral, independent person telling us that.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm pretty neutral. I've been in their life for the time that they were
Right.
born. Never
So
gave
to
up.
answer your question, Mr. Ackley, when they contact you to bring the children in, you walk the children into the center, and then you go back out into your car, and then they will provide a written report to the court if there's any issues.
Yep.
So we're taking one step at a time. So they're too young to say no, or this. They're minors. It's not their decision.
you're
Decision. The court ordered supervised break time. They're protected. It's a protected environment, Mr. Ackley. All right, so we'll see when then back on December. All right, we'll send out notice. I will now conclude this matter. Mr. Bruce, do you want to pick up? I don't like to sit on motions. Do you want to have your office pick this up and you can resubmit it?
Yeah, we'll pick it up today.
And then resubmit it in a week if the agency has not heard from Mr. Ackley.
Understood.
All right, that'll conclude this matter, Mr. Ackley. Please make that call today to Family County Shelter Services and make arrangements to pay for the DNA testing so we get these move matters forward in this matter. All right, you can get back to work. Have a good rest of the day and the weekend. All right, thank you.